Okay, chapter 11, which is investing money. Okay, simple interest. I equals PRT or PRN. Okay, so principal times by the rate, which is 0.625, times by 3 per year in years, 4,500 at 3%. That's years, that's months, so we need this in years, which is 16 over 12, and 10,300 at 0.0075. This is in months, we need this in months, which is 24. Now, the question asks calculate the simple interest earned, so that is the answer. If it asks for the final amount, the interest will be added on to the original. Okay, an investment of 8,900 earned 2,250 after 5 years. What was the annual interest rate? So, I equals PRT, rearrange that, and you want R equals I over PT. So, the I, the interest is that, the principal is 8,900 times by the time, which is 5. We're going to use brackets on the bottom, and we get 0.045%, as a decimal, which is 4.5%. Now how long, so in this case we want time equals I over PT. So we've got the interest, the principal, and the rate. Again, we're going to use brackets on the bottom, and we get 9 years. Okay, construct a graph to show the simple interest earned. So our graph will be n inverse I, so we want it to 6. Now obviously the first point will be 0, 0. So no years will be no interest. Okay, now 6, we'll put that in 4,800 times 0.03 times 6 gets us 864, which will go up here. It's a straight line. So there's your simple graph. Now what is the gradient? Rise over run. Okay, so obviously it starts at 0, 0, so our rise goes up to 864. Our run goes to 6, so it gets 144. What does this represent? You earn $144 each year. Use the graph to estimate 500. Now, it's pretty hard on our graph, but I guess 500 could be maybe somewhere like there. Go down, and the answer I can tell you is approximately 3.5 years. Again, very hard to work out on ours. Okay, now 5 is compound interest. So A equals P 1 plus R to the power of N. Okay, so we've got, now it wants the final amount and the amount of compound interest earned. So this gets you the final amount. 1 plus 0.0625 to the power of 3 years and years. Okay, we get 8636 and 13 cents. Take the principal away from that, the 7,200, and we get 1436 and 13 cents interest earned. Now, principal at bracket 1 plus 0.03. Now this is compounded monthly, So we need this in months. So we're going to divide by 12, and it's to the 16 months. Now C, we have 10,300, 1 plus, now it's compounded monthly, it's already in a month, so 0.0075 to the power of 2 years, we need it in months, which is 24. Now what principal must be invested for it to grow to 15? So our grow is 15,000. We don't know our principal. Our rate, now it's compounded annually, so that's per year, so that's fine. And it's for 8 years. Okay, so there's a times in between. How do we get rid of times? We divide. So we're going to do 15,000 divided by, now that equals 1.058 to the power of 18. So we're going to divide by to the power of 8. And you get 9554 to the nearest cent. Now it's 0.455, so, well, 0.454, something like that, but we actually need it to be a bit more, so we're going to go to 46 cents. Okay, use the table. $900 invested, so this is for $1, is invested at 10% for 2 years, compounded half yearly. So if it's half yearly, therefore we need this in half years, which will be 5%, which is just here, and 2 years, well, there are 4 half years in 2 years, so we need this point here, so it's just simply $900 times by 1.216, and we get 10,940. So therefore also our interest is take $900 away from that, and we get $194.40. Now, Ausbank Incentive charges an account fee of $5 if it falls below $800. There's no charge for the first 5 withdrawals, and incur 80 cents each. Last month, Charlotte made 8 withdrawals from her account, leaving her a balance of this. So it dropped below, so she's charged $5.80. Now she did 8, but she gets the first 5 free, so she gets charged for 3 of them. So she gets $7.40 charge. Now, $5,000 ring appreciates, so it goes up in value. Now, the appreciate is a compound interest formula. So we've got 5,000, 1 plus 0.045, and for 25 years, its new value would be 15,027 to the nearest dollar. Raymond is keeping his first paycheck and framing it. If he decides to cash the check in 10 years' time, what will be worth in today's terms if the annual inflation rate is 2.2%? Okay, so if he frames it, it's not going to be worth any more because it's still going to be $519.50. But according to inflation, things will be dearer, so it won't be as worth that much. So what will it really be worth? So in the future, or our final amount is going to be $519.50, and that is going to equal, we don't know what it's worth, going to be worth in sort of today's terms, 1 plus 0.022 to the power of 10. Again, there's a times here. How do we get a times? We divide. So we're going to do 519.50 divided by 1.022 to the power of 10, and we get $417.90. Okay, Madison bought 4,000 shares at $3.80 with dividend yield of 6.5%. Brokerage is 1.8 for both buying and selling. Calculate the total of purchases. Okay, so it's $4,000 shares at $3.80 per share. Now, that would be how much it is bought for, but then you're going to be charged 1.8%. Now, that's going to add on, so a quick way to do it is to do 100 and 1.8%, which is 1.018. So that includes the cost plus the brokerage, and we get 1,547,360. 1 year later, she sold shares for $4.80 each after collecting her dividends. Calculated her total earnings for the year after costs. Okay, so she has 4,000 shares at $3.80 per share, and she's going to get 6.5%. So 0.65. So this is her dividend, and she gets $988 for her $4,000 shares. So she sort of made 6.5% profit. Now, when she sells them, she's going to sell 4,000 shares, but this time at $4.80. She's going to be charged a brokerage fee of 1.8%, so therefore she's going to actually lose money this time. So if she starts off with 100% and loses 1.8%, she's going to end up with 98.2%. So she's going to end up getting $18,854.40. So therefore, she will earn this much from selling, plus $988 for the dividend. Take away the costs that she incurred initially. She ends up having $4,368.80 from her shares. QBE is 22.6, pays a dividend of 40%. Bought 350 shares. How much did it cost him if he paid 0.5% brokerage? So 350 shares at $22.60 per share. Again, that's going to cost him that much anyway, plus the 0.5%. Add that on, you're going to end up paying 100.5%, which is 7,900.55. Obviously, you can do these questions a lot slower. Find this answer. Find 0.005 of that and add it on. How much dividend was Parker paid? So 350 shares at $22.60 per share, and he received a dividend of 14%. So he earned $1,107.40. Okay, the graph shows, okay, how long is the period covered? Okay, so we've got November, December, January, like half of January, but we've also got half of October, so it's 3 months. What was the lowest price of the shares? Lowest price which was about here. Now, this would be $20, so it's almost half. It's probably a bit low, but we're going to go with $21. Describe the performance. Okay. Started with a sharp fall, then rose very sharply, but then decreased heavily to the low in mid-November. Rose sharply, had some falls, but has gradually been rising, except in January it has been falling. How many times did it reach $26? Let me just wipe that out. Okay, $26, which was here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Estimate the value of the shares on the 22nd December. 22nd December, somewhere around there. Let's say about $30. Would 20 October be a good time to buy or sell shares? So 20th of October. So that's the end of October there. So the 20th would be about there. Well, the shares are rising, so that would be a good time to buy.